Hello, 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 mic check.
Afternoon, everyone. We now call this meeting to order for the private conference for the A project, which was published last January 18 to 20, 2016, 2025. Before we proceed, may I request Secretariat to do a roll call of those who are in attendance today to determine if there's a quorum among back members. Please.
Good afternoon, everyone. We would like to acknowledge the following members of the BAC: Jaime P. Baqueran, BAC Chairperson; Chris P. Chua, BAC Vice Chairperson; Loreto C. Balenya Jr., BAC Member; and Klein Kevin P. Filipino, BAC Provisional Member. With 3 regular members present and 1 provisional member, we have a quorum. May we also recognize from the TWG Randolph E. Aquino and Donica Rose T. Bang, and from the BAC Secretariat, we have MRG Silaw and yours truly, Joyce Angeline Tabello. That is for our attendance today, sir.
Thank you, Secretariat. For the brief basic contractual for the 8 projects, for the first project, construction of multipurpose building, Zapote, LasPinas, City Lawn District, with ID number 25OI0057, ABC of 4,949,941 pesos and 97 centavos, duration of 120 calendar days, major work category, building, construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame, 1 to 5 story. For the second project, with ID number 25OI0058, completion of multipurpose building, CAA, Las Piñas City, Lawn District, with a duration of 120 calendar days, ABC of 4,949,944 pesos and 95 centavos. Buildings, major work category, buildings, construction without piles, low rise, concrete frame, 1 to 5 story. For the third project with ID number 25OI0059, rehabilitation of roads including drainage, Ilaya, Las Pinas City, Long District. A duration of 120 calendar days, ABC of 4,949,999 pesos and 80 centavos. Major work category, flood control, construction, drainage, closed and open conduits. For the fourth project, with ID number 25OI0060, construction of multipurpose building, PIlar, LasPinas City, Lawn District, duration of 120 calendar days, ABC of 11,879,156 pesos and 74 centavos. Major work category, buildings, construction without piles, low rise, concrete frame, 1 to 5 story. For the fifth project with ID number 25OI0061, construction of multipurpose building, Talon, LasPinas City, Lawn District, Phase 2. Duration of 120 calendar days, ABC of 7,919,821 pesos and 36 centavos. Major work category, buildings, construction without piles, low rise, concrete frame, 1 to 5 story. For the sixth project, with ID number 25OI0062, rehabilitation of multipurpose building, Talon 4, Las Piñas City, Lawn District. Duration of 150 calendar days, ABC of 7,919,996 pesos and 55 centavos. Major work category, buildings, construction without piles, low rise, concrete frame, 1 to 5 story. For the seventh project, with ID number 25OI0063, rehabilitation of road including drainage, Pamplona, LasPinas City, Lawn District. Duration of 150 calendar days, ABC of 17,819,878 pesos and 52 centavos. Major work category, flood control, construction, drainage, closed and open conduits, equivalent to 54.28%. Roads, rehabilitation, PCCP, equivalent to 45.72%. The last project, with ID number 25OI0064, construction of flood control structure and other improvement, Las Piñas River and its tributaries, Las Piñas City. Duration of 210 calendar days. ABC of 48,249,428 pesos and 18 centavos. Major work category, flood control, construction, slope protection using structural measures. Sample of retinant retaining structures environment. I request Engineer Kevin Unit to read the requirement for bidding documents. Sir?
Good afternoon. Here are the requirements of bidding documents. For the technical documents, the following must be submitted. PhilJEF Certificate of Registration and Membership based on GPTB Resolution Number 15-2021. If not yet enrolled in the CWA, the following must be submitted. PCAB License and Registration, Statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, SLCC, NFCC Computation, Statement of Total Assets and Total Liabilities, and Joint Venture Agreement if applicable. Next is the bid security using Form DPWH Infra 10, 11, or 12 revised. For the project requirements, the following must be included in the bid. Duly initialed organizational chart for the contract using Form DPWH Infra 13. Duly initialed contractors list of key personnel for the contract using Form DPWH Infra 14. Duly initialed list of contractors' major equipment using Form DPWH Infra 15. And sworn statement under RA 9184-IRR, Section 25.2b, using Form DPWH Infra 16 revised, and for the additional requirement, the preliminary examination of technical proposal form or checklist. For the financial documents, the following must be included in the bid. Duly signed bid form, duly signed bid prices in the bill of quantities, using forms DPWH Infra 17 and 18. Duly initial detailed estimates, including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used. Duly initial cash flow by quarter using Form DPWH Infra 19. And for the additional requirements, the preliminary examination of financial documents form or checklist may be included. For the documents to be submitted by the contractor, the bidding requirements. The bidding for the project shall be governed by all the provisions of RA number 9184 and its 2016 revised IRR, including its generic procurement manual and associated policies, rules, and regulations as the primary source thereof, while the herein clauses shall serve as a secondary source thereof. Any amendments made to the IRR and other GPPB issuances shall be applicable only to the ongoing posting, advertisement, or invitation to bid by the BAC through the issuance of a supplemental or bid bulletin. The bidder, by the act of submitting its bid, shall be deemed to have inspected the site, determine the general characteristics of the contracted works and the conditions for this project, such as the location and the nature of the work, climatic conditions, transportation facilities, nature and condition of the terrain, geological conditions of the site communication facilities, requirements, location, and availability of construction aggregates and other materials, labor, water, electric power and access roads, and other factors that may affect the cost, duration, and execution or implementation of the contract, project, or work, and examine all instructions, forms, terms, and project requirements in the bidding documents. Who are the eligible bidders? Only bids of bidders found to be legally, technically, and financially capable will be evaluated. The bidder must have an experience of having completed a single largest completed contract or SLCC that is similar to this project, equivalent to at least 50% of the ABC adjusted, if necessary, by the bidder to current prices using the PSA CPI, except under conditions provided for in Section 23.4.2.4 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA number 9184. A contract is considered to be similar to the contract to be bid if it has the major categories of work stated in the BDS. The bidder shall comply with the eligibility criteria under Section 23.4.2 of the 2016 IRR of RA number 9184. For the clarification and amendment of bidding documents, prospective bidders may request for clarification on and/or interpretation of any part of the bidding documents. Such requests must be in writing and received by the procuring entity, either at given address or through electronic mail indicated in the IB, at least 10 calendar days before the deadline set for the submission and receipt of bid. For the documents comprising the bid, the eligibility, and technical components. The first envelope shall contain the eligibility and technical documents of the bid as specified in Section 9, checklist of technical and financial documents. A valid PICAB license is required, and in case of joint ventures, a valid special PICAB license and registration for the type and cost of the contract for this project. Any additional type of contractor license or permit shall be indicated in the BDS. A list of contractors' key personnel, example project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, safety officer, and foreman, assigned to the contract to be bid, with their complete qualification and experience data shall be provided. For the minimum years of experience for the key personnel for contract ID numbers 25OI0057, 25OI0058, 25OI0059, 25OI0060, 25OI0061, 25OI0062, and 25OI0063. For the project manager, the minimum years of similar experience of same position is 5 years, and the minimum years of total work experience of same position is also 5 years. The project engineer must be at least an accredited provisional project engineer. For the foreman, the minimum years of similar experience of same position and the minimum years of total work experience of same position is also 5 years. For the materials engineer, he or she must be at least an accredited materials engineer 1. And for safety officer, he or she must be a construction safety and health certificate holder. And for contract ID number 25OI0064, the minimum years of similar experience of same position and the minimum years of total work experience of same position for the project manager is 8 years. The project engineer must be at least an accredited provisional project engineer. For the foreman, the minimum years of similar experience of same position and the minimum years of total work experience of same position is also 8 years. The materials engineer must be at least an accredited materials engineer 1, and the safety officer must be a construction safety and health certificate holder. A list of contractors' major equipment units which are owned, leased, and or under purchase agreement supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of this project. The minimum equipment to be used for contract ID number 25OI0057 are as follows: cargo or service truck, backhoe, dump truck, and boom truck. For contract ID number 25OI0058, one unit of each equipment must be provided, boom truck and backhoe. For contract ID number 25OI0059, the required number of equipment is one for each of the following: backhoe with breaker, dump truck, water truck, vibratory roller, cargo truck or delivery truck. For contract ID number 25OI0060, one unit of each of the following equipment must be provided: backhoe, dump truck, concrete pump, and boom truck. For contract ID number 25OI0061, one unit of each of the following equipment is required: boom truck and dump truck. For contract ID number 25OI0062, also one unit of each of the following equipment must be provided: dump truck and backhoe. For contract ID number 25OI0063, one unit of each of the following equipment must be provided: dump truck, backhoe with breaker, payloader, bulldozer, motorized road grader, vibratory roller, water truck or pump, and cargo truck. For contract ID number 25OI0064, one unit of each of the following equipment is required: dump truck, payloader, backhoe, cargo truck, pump crate, and vibratory roller. For the documents comprising the bid, the financial component. The second bid envelope shall contain the financial documents for the bid as specified in Section 9, checklist of technical and financial documents. Any bid exceeding the ABC indicated in paragraph 1 of the IB shall not be accepted. For the bid security, the bidder shall submit a bid securing declaration or any form of bid security in the amount indicated in the BDS. which shall not be less than the percentage of the ABC in accordance with the schedule in the BDS. The bid and the bid security shall be valid 120 calendar days after opening of bid. Any bid not accompanied by an acceptable bid security shall be rejected by the procuring entity as non-responsive. For sealing and marking of bids, each bidder shall submit one copy of the first and second components of its bid. The procuring entity may request additional hard copies and/or electronic copies of the bid. However, failure of the bidders to comply with the said request shall not be a ground for disqualification. If the procuring entity allows the submission of bids through online submission to the given website or any other electronic means, the bidder shall submit an electronic copy of its bid. An electronic copy that cannot be opened or is corrupted shall be considered non-responsive and thus automatically disqualified. For the opening and preliminary examination of bids, the BAC shall open the bids in public at the time, on the date, and at the place specified in paragraph 9 of the IB. The bidders' representatives who are present shall sign a register evidencing their attendance. In case the bids cannot be opened at schedule due to justifiable reasons, the rescheduling requirements under Section 29 of the 2016 preliminary pass or fail criteria. The BAC shall consider the conditions in the evaluation of bids under Section 32.2 of 2016 revised IRR of RA number 9184. Section 32.2.1 of 2016 revised IRR of RA number 9184. Completeness of the bid. Unless the instructions to bidders specifically allow partial bids not addressing or providing all the required items in the bidding documents including, where applicable, bill of quantities, shall be considered non-responsive and thus automatically disqualified. In this regard, where a required item is provided but no price is indicated, the same shall be considered as non-responsive. But specifying a zero or a dash for the said item would mean that it is being offered for free to the government, except those required by law or regulations to be provided for. For the post-qualification, within a non-extendable period of 5 calendar days from the receipt by the bidder of the notice from the BAC that is submitted the lowest calculated bid, the bidder shall submit its latest income and business tax returns filed and paid through the PIlar electronic filing and payment system, and other appropriate licenses and permits required by law and stated in the BDS. For our timelines, the last day of clarification or query is on January 31, 2025, which is 10 days before the deadline of receipt of bid. For the deadline of receipt of bid, it's at 12 noon of February 10, 2025. And the opening of bids it will be immediately after the deadline of submission or receipt.